Hello, my dear children. So let's continue with what we were doing in the last class. Children, in the last class of gravitation, we have studied Newton's law of gravitation. Besides Newton's law of gravitation, we studied the concept of gravitational field. Well, each and every point in the gravitational field of a mass is characterized by two different physical quantities. One of them is gravitational field intensity, which we have already studied in detail. And the second physical quantity, which is the characteristic property of each and every point in the gravitational field, is gravitational potential. So let's know what is gravitational potential at any point in gravitational field of a mass. Well, gravitational potential at any point in gravitational field of a mass is defined as work done in bringing unit mass, that is 1 kilogram mass, from infinity to that point. So gravitational potential at any point in gravitational field is work done in bringing 1 kilogram mass from infinity to that point. What is that work done? Well, that work done is minus gm by r. Minus gm by r. Well, since gravitational potential is work done per unit mass, therefore its unit is what? Unit of work, joule per kilogram. And joule per kilogram is also written as meter per second square. And children, it is a scalar quantity. We'll work out its derivation very shortly. Children, let us work out a mathematical relation for gravitational potential. We have already understood that gravitational potential at any point is work done at any point in gravitational field of any mass is work done in bringing 1 kilogram mass from infinity to that point. Since it is work done, it's of course a scalar quantity. So what is work done? Children, we are going to find out work done in bringing 1 kilogram mass from infinity to this point by work done by variable force method. As this mass approaches closer to this mass, what happens? The separation between the two masses decreases, and you know force between them is inversely proportional to square of distance. Therefore, as this mass approaches closer to this mass, the force between them increases continuously. Therefore, force is not a constant, it is a variable. How to find out work done by variable force? For that, what do we do, children? We divide this total displacement. This mass moves from here to here. This is total displacement. We divide this total displacement into infinite number of infinitesimally small displacements dx each. Dx is so small such that it tends to 0. So this total displacement which this 1 kilogram mass is making as it moves from infinity to this point is divided into infinite number of infinitesimally small displacements dx each. Dx is so small such that it tends to 0, and this is what we call as infinitesimally small, smaller than the smallest you can imagine. And this is highly magnified diagram. These dx seem to be very big, but they are so small such that they tend to 0. Well, let us assume that this 1 kilogram mass at any instant is found at point 1, is at 1, and when point mass 1 kilogram is at 1, when 1 kilogram mass is at 1, its distance from mass m is what? X. So at this instant, what is force between these two point masses? This is m and this is 1 kilogram. This force is going to be what? When the distance is x, the force is going to be what? G m1, m2, m1 is m, m2 is what? 1 kilogram upon x square. And when this 1 kilogram mass moves from 1 to 2, well, it undergoes a displacement how much? Dx. Now what is the distance of 1 kilogram mass from this point mass m? This distance is going to be x minus dx. So when the distance between mass m and 1 kilogram is x minus dx, the force is what? F2. And what is this force F2? This force is G m1 m2 m into what? 1 kilogram upon square of distance, that is x minus dx whole square. Well, this F1 can be assumed to be same as F2, and that can be taken as F, and that is equal to Gm by x square. This is Gm by x square. So both these forces F1 and F2, they can be taken as equal to each other. Why? Because the separation between these 2 points 1 and 2 is dx, and that tends to what? 0. So 1 and 2 are 2 points in the neighborhood, and the separation between them is 0. And it is because of this region we can assume that the force at 1 is same as force at 2. Well, for this very small displacement, what is work done? For this very small displacement, work done is going to be what? Dot product of force and displacement. See, for this very small displacement, force is now constant. So what is work done for this very small displacement? Dot product of force and displacement vector. And what is that? F dot dx. This force, which is always attractive, is what? Towards left, and displacement is also towards left. So what is angle between force and displacement? Angle between force and displacement, yeah. Angle between force and displacement dx is what? Is 0. So what is this f dot dx? F dot dx is f dx into cosine of angle between them, that is 0. Cos 0 is what? 1. So the work done is what? F dx. What is f? F is Gm by x square. Gm by x square. Dx is written as it is. So this is work done as 1 kilogram mass moves from 1 to 2. And this is also infinitely small. Well, to find out total work done in passing through all these displacement dx, what do? We integrate this work done. We integrate this expression of work done with x from infinity to, this is the limit of x, with x from infinity to what? X is equal to r. So to find out work done in passing through all these displacements, we integrate this work with the limit of x from infinity to what? X is equal to r. All these segments lie in between x is equal to infinity to x is equal to r, and that is what is the limit. And when we integrate this function from x is equal to infinity to r, we get work done in passing through all these segments. Integration, you know, is a type of addition. Well, integration of dx upon x square would be minus 1 upon x. Limit is infinity to r. Limit is infinity to r. And if we solve this limit, what do we get? Value of function for upper limit is what? Minus 1 upon r. And value of function, this function for lower limit is what? Minus 1 upon infinity. So for upper limit, the value is what? Minus 1 upon r. For lower limit, the value is what? Minus 1 upon infinity, that is 0. So minus 1 upon r minus 0 is minus 1 upon r. And what do we get? V as, yes, the V, the work done is what? Minus Gm by r. This is work done in moving point mass from infinity to this point in the gravitational field, and that is what is gravitational potential of point mass at a distance r from it. Children, let us study what is gravitational potential energy of any mass at any point in gravitational field. So gravitational potential energy of any mass at any point in gravitational field is work done in bringing that mass from infinity to that point. This is absolute definition of gravitational potential energy of any mass in any gravitational field, that is gravitational field due to any mass. So what is gravitational field? Gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy of any mass at any point in gravitational field is work done in bringing that mass from infinity to that point in the field. We have just studied gravitational potential. Gravitational potential at any point is what? Work done in bringing unit mass from infinity to that point. Gravitational potential energy is what? Gravitational potential energy of any mass is work done in bringing that mass from infinity to the given point in the gravitational field. So potential energy of any mass is work done in bringing that mass. My mass is what? 83 kilogram. What is my gravitational potential energy? My gravitational potential energy is work done in bringing me, that is a mass of 83 kilogram, from infinity, that is outside the gravitational field of the earth, to this place on the earth's surface. So work done in bringing a mass of 83 kilogram from infinity to this point is my gravitational potential energy. So children, remember, gravitational potential energy of any mass is work done in bringing that mass from infinity to given point in the gravitational field. Gravitational potential at any point is also potential energy of 1 kilogram mass. Gravitational potential at any point in gravitational field is what? Gravitational potential energy of 1 kilogram mass. Well, we have already found out work done in bringing unit mass. Well, I am going to find out potential energy of this mass. These are 2 point masses kept at r distance apart. What is potential energy of this mass? Potential energy of this mass m2 is work done in bringing this m2 from infinity to this point. Infinity means from outside the gravitational field to this point in the gravitational field of this particular mass. So potential energy of this mass is work done in bringing this mass from infinity to this point, or potential energy of this mass is work done in bringing this mass from infinity to this point in the gravitational field. Okay, let us imagine that this mass is not there. Let us remove this mass. So what is the potential of this point? Potential of this point would be what? Work done in bringing 1 kilogram mass. And what is work done in bringing 1 kilogram mass? Yeah, what is work done in bringing 1 kilogram mass? If we bring 1 kilogram mass from infinity to this point, work done would be the gravitational potential of this point. And what is gravitational potential of this point? Minus gm1 by r. We have just found out this expression. So gravitational potential of this point P is minus gm1 by r, and this minus gm1 by r is what? Work done in bringing 1 kilogram mass from infinity to this point. Since for bringing 1 kilogram mass, work done is minus gm by r, therefore work done in bringing m2 mass, if we bring m2 mass, what is going to be work done? Yeah, for unit mass work done is this, for m2 mass the work is going to be what? This upon 1 into m2, unitary method, minus g m1 m2 by r. So minus g m1 m2 by r is the work done in bringing this mass from infinity to this point, and that is what is its gravitational potential energy. Same is the gravitational potential of this particular mass. If we bring this mass, keeping this mass at rest, if we bring this mass from infinity to this point, again the work done will come out to be this. So this is the absolute formula of gravitational potential energy of 2 point mass system, where m1 and m2 are the 2 point masses and they are kept at distance r from each other. And remember, this gravitational potential energy is negative, and since it is work done, therefore its unit is going to be what? Its unit is, unit is joule. Children, let us summarize what we have studied today and in the last lecture. I am going to make a summary of that. So what is that summary? Children, in the last class we started with Newton's law of gravitation, and there we talk about force between 2 point masses, and force between 2 point masses is what? G. It is directly proportional to product of masses, and of course it is inversely proportional to square of distance between the masses. This is Newton's law of gravitation, and the force between 2 point masses is always attractive, and we studied number of properties. Well, the second thing we studied, when we studied the concept of gravitational field, at any point, at each and every point in the gravitational field, we have different value of gravitational field intensity. Gravitational field intensity, this is force and this is intensity. So gravitational field intensity at any point in gravitational field is gravitational force acting over 1 kilogram mass kept there. So at any point in gravitational field, force acting over 1 kilogram mass is gravitational field intensity there. That is what is recollected when we write F comma 1 kilogram. And value of gravitational field intensity is what? Gm into 1 upon r square. This is gravitational field intensity. And since this is force per unit mass, therefore it is also called as acceleration. Acceleration due to gravity. Yeah, you can write down in bracket, acceleration due to gravity. And the third point which we have studied today is potential, gravitational potential. Potential is the key word. Gravitational potential at any point in gravitational field is nothing but work done in bringing 1 kilogram mass from infinity to that point. So gravitational potential due to point mass m at a distance r from it is what? Gm by r. And finally we studied gravitational potential energy, and gravitational potential energy of 2-point mass system is what? Potential energy of 2-point mass system is work done in making that particular mass configuration. If we individually find out the potential energy of the masses, it is work done in bringing those masses from infinity to the given points in the gravitational field. So what is potential energy of mass m1 or m2? Yeah, kept r distance apart is what? G m1 m2 by r. This is gravitational potential energy of mass m1 or m2 or 2-point mass configuration. Well, this force is a vector quantity, and direction of the force is where? Towards each other, because the force is always attractive. This acceleration due to gravity is also a vector quantity, and direction of acceleration due to gravity at any point in gravitational field is always towards the mass, that is direction. Well, gravitational potential is of course a scalar quantity, as it is work done in bringing unit mass from infinity to given point in the gravitational field, and gravitational potential energy of any mass is net work done in bringing that mass. Therefore, it is what? A scalar quantity. One more information you can write here. Yeah, function. This force is point function, and this energy is also, just a minute, this force is mass function. Mass function. Likewise, this energy is also what? Mass function. Whereas intensity and potential both are what? Point function. What is the meaning of point function and mass function? This simply means, well, force is mass function, energy is mass function. That simply means we always find out force over a mass. We always find out potential energy of a mass. No point, it is not a point function. That means no point is characterized by any force. No point is characterized by any potential energy. So we always find out force over a mass, and we always find out potential energy of a mass, of course at different points, but there has to be a finite mass. So we always talk about force over a mass, we always find out potential energy of a mass. That is why force and energy, they are what? Mass functions. On the other hand, G and V both are point functions. Their values are defined for various points in the gravitational field. So these are point functions. Never ever there would be a question where you would be asked to find out the value of gravitational field intensity or gravitational potential energy over any mass. Why? Because they are not mass function, they are point function. These are the two characteristic properties of different point in the gravitational field of a mass or masses. So G and V, they are what? Point functions. F and U, they are what? Mass function. And children, when we make this summary, we exactly get to know the difference between all these. When we write all these formulas together, we actually know how different they are from each other. And if you individually study them and prepare them, and what will happen when it comes to writing them together, all would be intermingled. And carry this information in the form of capsule before you proceed ahead. And that is also, well, I have made the summary. When you study science, you also make the summaries like that. And that's how the science is studied. You study some 2 pages, 3 pages, make a summary of it. Again you study next 3 pages, again you make the summary of all 6 pages. So when you make the summary of what you have studied, then what happens? You find it very easy to proceed ahead and you will understand the next pages. Otherwise, it would be difficult to proceed ahead in sciences. Okay, children, so this is all for the day from my side. We'll meet again very shortly. Thank you very much and God bless you all.